Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to have English language class. In your 8th standard, we had gone chapter wise. So almost all the topics are discussed and it had been given to your exams also. Briefly, we have gone through all the topics. And from your 9th standard onwards, what we are going to do is we are going to take the question paper pattern as a base, and based on that we are going to discuss the topics and do the topics exercises one by one. So let me quickly, though you may know, quickly let me recall the question paper pattern for your exam. So first we have, the exam is going to be out of 80 marks. Under that, first question you are going to have is composition. It will carry 20 marks. Under that you have 5 different types of short story, where you have to write an original imaginary short story of yours, and argumentative composition, that is the second type, where they will give you a topic, debate topic. You have to write an argumentative essay either based on that or against it, for or against it. The third one you have is descriptive composition. It has to include all your senses like auditory, visual, touch, smell. All these information has to be included in your descriptive composition. Then the fourth one what we have is narrative composition. It can include your personal narration, your personal experiences. And then we have the picture composition. They will give you a picture. Based on that, either you have to write a story or a description to that. Not the mere description of the picture, but in depth you have to go. So out of these 5 questions, you have to choose any one and write. That is for 20 marks. Then we have the question number 2, that is letter writing. There will be both formal and informal letter writing questions. You have to choose one and write for 10 marks. Then there is compulsory question, email and notice writing. Both carry 5 marks each. So together it is 10 marks. Then we have comprehension passage or unseen passage. Again, there is a fixed pattern in giving that 3 marks go for meaning and 8 marks at the end will be for summary writing. So altogether it consists of 20 marks. Then we have the grammar subtopics. So under that again it follows a fixed pattern. Interchange of sentences you have for 8 marks, joining the sentences 4 marks, tenses 4 marks and preposition 4 marks. So altogether it is going to be for 80 marks question paper. Today what we are going to recall is interchange of the sentences. We have already done that, but you need a lot more practice on this particular topic. So once again, I am going to give you the basic rules, explanation from what you have forgotten earlier from your previous classes. Then quickly after the description, we are going to start working on different examples. So the interchanging of the sentence, in the exam point of view, there can be a number of ways in which interchanging of the sentence can be asked. So I am going to give you some of the interchanging of the sentence compulsory questions. Any number of questions from any of these subcategories can come. We cannot predict that. So one is based on the types of sentence structure, they might ask you question. So these types are simple, compound and complex sentences. They might give you question in complex sentence, ask you to change into simple, or they will give you question in simple, ask you to change into compound. These kind of questions may come. And the next one is based on the types of meaning of sentence. So there are 5 types: declarative, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, optative. These kind of sentences, they might ask you to change from one form to another. Then there can be questions based on the speech, that is direct speech and indirect speech, change from, or we also call it as reported speech. You might have to change from one form to another. Next is based on the voice, active and passive voice. You might have to change. Next we have based on the conjunction, like as soon as, no sooner than. There are certain rules to be followed here, like word pairs. As soon as or immediately you use the word no sooner, it has to have a word called than in the same sentence. So these kind of rules we are going to see. Next, replacing or introducing adverbs of degree, like to, almost, extremely, very, enough. These kind of sentences, questions. There can be conditional words, if not, unless. So sentences starting with these. Next one is based on changing verb, noun, adverb, adjective. For example, they might give you a sentence where they may say, for example, he is a brave boy. So boy is a noun here, brave is an adjective. They might ask you to change this particular adjective into an adverb. So we will see how to do that. Next, you might have questions based on degrees of comparison. Tall, taller, tallest, superlative to comparative, comparative to positive degree. Such changing can also be asked. So we are going to go one by one. First one is based on the types of sentence, simple, compound and complex sentence. This part we are going to see now. Before